Ceballos. Pepe. Overlapping run from Smith Rowe. Takes a defender with him, but goes backwards. Saka. Pepe gives it inside to Smith Rowe. Lovely reverse ball to Pepe. And Ketchup pulls back. What a challenge by Holgate. Read it all the way. Just toe poked it away to almost safety. But then Alan almost gives it away. It's a game of not clearing your lines at the moment between these two teams. And a far behind Ketchup on Richarlison. That was a great block though by Holgate. Still goalless, but Arsenal having the better of the chances as they were last time you were with us. Edin Ketchis to swiftly turn and got a shot away, but a combination of Ben Godfrey and Mason Holgate made the block. The best opportunity came just before that, though, where a second ball falling to Bukayo Saka in the box, turning, shooting smartly, but straight at Jordan Pickford, who gleefully dropped onto the ball. Everton, Dominic Calvert-Lewin looking sharp in attack, but that's mainly because he's having to hold the ball up, bring players into it, and try and win a bit of territory. They're very, very deep, the Toffees, at the moment, inviting Arsenal on. However, they're going to still to really get that clear-cut chance. It remains goalless. There's a foul by Calvert-Lewin. Pablo Mari is just looking at his... About to take this free kick short to Granit Xhaka. And Arsenal play from the back again. Chambers, though, gives it away. Right in front of his manager, Mikel Arteta. I've got a feeling we'll let him know what he thought about that poor ball by the, former England man, Chambers. I think he's in an unfortunate position where he's got a number of right-backs to pick from, haven't England, at the moment. Maybe that's going to be his position. He has played centre-half, played a lot of midfield on loan at Fulham during the 2018-19 season. But seems to be settling at right-back. Bellerin on the bench again for Arsenal. Cedric Suarez as well, another option, of course, that role. As Rob Holding comes forward. Chambers now looks up and sweeps it back to Emile Smith-Rowe. Giving into the feet of Partey. Distribution's not been great from the former Atletico Madrid man this evening. Gives it away, and that's a nice football by Gomez and Rodriguez to get away out of a bit of traffic. But Rodriguez then goes backwards. Alan plays it to Ben Godfrey, who wants to go forward, but the ball's not quite there. Eventually Richarlison offers himself, and he'll turn the Brazilian into a bit of traffic, but Rodriguez picks up the seconds. Gomez short ball, central position, 40 yards out. Everton going right to left and going backwards now to Alan on the halfway line. Coleman, the skipper, wide on the right. Always such a good outlet. The 32-year-old saw that the club were in talks about, I think his contract runs out in the summer of 2022, and they're in talks about maybe an ambassadorial role or a role within the club that can allow him to influence the young players. Marcel Brands praising his professionalism at a recent fan event, similar to Leighton Baines, or how he now works for the youngsters at Finch Farm, isn't it, the Everton training ground. As Alan comes forward, Coleman's making a run. If he can find him, he'll be unmarked, but no, he goes to Richarlison. Richarlison turns inside, gets the shot away. Great save by Leno, just bounces over the head of Calvert-Lewin. That was a fine save by the German goalkeeper after equally good play by Richarlison. That's the best we've seen by Everton, by some way, in fact. Richarlison darting through, ghosting through. Really nice play by the 23-year-old. Leno saving well down to his right-hand side. As Xhaka points where he wants to give it to Pepe. Pepe comes short. That's Ceballos into Nketiah, who's having it drop deeper and deeper now. Edin Nketiah to get the ball. Now he gets it and turns. Fouled by Allen on the halfway line. He just asked the question, was that more than a free kick? Because he would have been away. Richarlison then. And then it was nice play, wasn't it? Just round the corner. Ceballos got dragged in. Richarlison had drifted between Xhaka and Marie. And he cut back on his left foot. Good save by Leno. Just over Calvert-Lewin. Here come Arsenal. Holgate, good sweeping up play again. Reads the play so well, Mason Holgate. Another one just 24. Ben Godfrey 23. Really exciting young talent involved in this game. Pablo Mari. Short to Xhaka, who's just gone in the central midfield. We played half an hour, still goalless if you just join us. It's unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Arsenal coming forward left to right. The kick in this first half. Chambers. Saka. Tries to stand Digne up, but Digne sticks to his task and gets a foot in there. James Rodriguez had to do a lot of work in his own defensive third. And Pickford's ball was almost picked off by Pepe. Coleman can come away with it. Didn't quite fancy a foot race, I don't think, with Pepe though. And we'll work it out. Everton. Sigurdsson. Digne now. Takes too long, the Frenchman, and fouls, needlessly fouls Saka. Free kick to Arsenal, taken short by the skipper Holding. Helped on by Ceballos. Now Xhaka. Xhaka into Pepe. Pepe, step over. Back to Xhaka. Partey. Works away to Holding, who comes onto it and rolls it into the feet of Saka. This is where he wants to be. He outskilled himself there. He went for a step over and back-heeled it behind him. That's a foul by Gomez, a needless foul. Advantage to be played. It was way late on Partey. Partey's still on the ground, clutching his ankle. The play goes on though. Pepe down the left-hand side, and Nketiah makes his way into the box, but not too many red Arsenal shirts in the danger zone. Ceballos into Holding. Dominic Calvert-Lewin growing frustrated by a lack of support as he chases the ball down. Arsenal keep it. Pepe. Ceballos is there. Xhaka then will work it back to Bernd Leno. Holding. Partey's back up on his feet and finds Emile Smith-Rowe. Tries to turn with his left foot, just open his body out, but Gomez cleaner that time and makes the tackle. Alan now. Forward ball. It's a great sliding challenge by Partey. And, well, neither side can keep it at the moment. Eventually Mason Holgate going backwards will chip it over the top to Seamus Coleman. Looks up, makes the point. There's no forward ball for him. So has to go inside to James Rodriguez. Then Gomez into the feet of Sigurdsson. He can turn in the centre circle. Coming forward. Finds Digne. Rodriguez is dropping deep, going backwards though. Gomez into Digne. Gomez takes off the toes of Rodriguez, then plays it to him. Just a bit tight for Everton, but they maintain possession. Alan thinks about going wide to Coleman. Plays into Gomez, and Gomez plays a lovely ball with the inside of his right foot wide to Coleman. Looking to get it out of his feet. Calvert-Lewin then comes short. Patient play by Everton this. Best spell they've had so far. Alan into the feet of Coleman. He's got time to pick out a ball. Comes inside, still going. Rides a challenge of Ceballos. Hint of maybe a penalty. Gomez goes for goal. Strikes across it though. And, well, deflected in fact. Out for a corner kick. It's a good play by Coleman. Almost given too much freedom there. Had too much time. Thought about crossing it first time. Took it on. Then Pepe got back. Worked it to Gomez eventually. Went for the shot, and I think came with the chest of Partey. Out for that corner kick. Sigurdsson the man to take it. On the near side, in swing of his right foot towards the near post. It's Mari who gets up. Digne strikes it back. It deflects to James Rodriguez. Looking for that shooting chance. Going away from goal. It's blocked by Mari. Away by a second Arsenal player to Digne now. Sigurdsson, low ball in. Dealt with. And Ceballos down the line. He'll find Nketiah. Pepe's at the back post. And Getcha holds it up well. Well played by him. And an advantage being played for a foul by Alan on the young England man. Here is Pepe. Left-footed ball in. It's well headed away by Holgate. Once again, his position has been excellent this evening. Holgate. Partey. Look to find Pepe. Xhaka kind of got in the way. And Everton can clear their lines. Still goalless, but Everton coming into the game, they've hardly had the best chance of the match so far as well. Lovely ball down the channel by Alan. Well played by Richarlison. He drifted inside Xhaka and outside Pablo Mari. Between the two left-sided players at the back for Arsenal. Got the ball on his right foot, turned smartly on his left, fired a low shot, but it was well saved by Bernd Leno down to his right-hand side. Andre Gomez has also had an effort deflected just wide, but maybe just a feeling Everton are starting to wake up a bit after a slow start. Still goalless at the Emirates. And that's a foul by Emil Smith-Rowe this time on Gylfi Sigurdsson. One of those players who's got so much skill. Sigurdsson almost plays it at his own pace, doesn't it? He's glided past his man. And the youngster couldn't help but foul him. And the free kick taken by Andre Gomez. And again, Everton playing out from the back. Neither of these sides could be described as direct, I think it's fair to say. Lots of patient build-up play. Just a couple of chances really between the two so far in this game. Well into the final 10 minutes of the half. Unofficial off-tube studio commentary, goalless between Arsenal and Everton. Ceballos wide to Pepe, left edge of the box. Goes round his man. In fact, it's Nketiah. Pepe's gone into the middle. There's a nice turn initially, but showed too much fit to Richarlison, who was working back. Richarlison's balls forward is poorly dealt with by Xhaka. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there. Finds Andre Gomez, does Richarlison. Gives the ball away, though. Carvalho had gone one way. The ball went the other. But again, Arsenal failed to work the way forward successfully. Everton have the ball again. Alan will find Sigurdsson in the centre circle. The reverse ball's a good one. Richarlison going away and fouled by Thomas Partey. Maybe suggesting a yellow card as well. Yes, referee John Moss goes to his pocket for the first time this evening. Richarlison's looked dangerous when he's had the ball. And yeah, Partey just cutting across him. Referee seemingly got away from the 27-year-old there. And a yellow card. Fourth of the season for the Ghanaian. And a free kick in a shooting area. I would say it's around 30 yards out. The wall probably lines up just outside the box the way things are shaping up at the moment. Both James Rodriguez and Gylfi Sigurdsson having a look. Suits the right footer to the left of centre. And Sigurdsson needs to be taking control of the situation, as he often does. Scored, of course, both goals against Tottenham in his team's last game. This time last week, in fact, 2-2 draw. Harry Kane also with a brace that evening. Spurs in EPL Cup final action against Manchester City. 4:30 kickoff. You can catch that game on Sunday on this service as Sigurdsson prepares. Strikes it well. Oh, hits the crossbar. I think Bernd Leno felt it was going over. He seemed to leave it as he was diving to his right-hand side. Seen it again. Yeah, he just withdrew his hands. Pretty confident, I have to say, by the 29-year-old German goalkeeper there. Off the top of the crossbar. Another fine effort. Carlo Ancelotti maybe thought that was going to creep in the top corner. But Richarlison, good save from Leno. Now Sigurdsson hitting the bar. And Everton come forward again. Foul by Partey. He's going to have to be careful on James Rodriguez. And this is James' territory. It's to the right of centre, so suits the left footer. And it just goes away from Partey, who, well, I don't know why he can complain. He just kicked his legs. Just a sore on the shins, I think, for Rodriguez. Now Hamels himself will set things up. Everton enjoying a bit of momentum as we head towards the break. Lucadinha's also stood in and around the ball, as is Sigurdsson. Might be a case of Sigurdsson's had his chance. And now it's James Ordinha. Though the Icelandic international is looking pretty purposeful as he stands over the ball. Digne, hands on hips. Rodriguez, quite a deliberate run up. So Digne's the classic run up to the left of the ball, goes for goal. It's a low and straight into the box. It's almost controlled by Richarlison. Again though, Everton coming up with the seconds, overrun by Saka. Andre Gomez gives it away, then fired away by Chambers. And Ketchup, nice footwork again into Saka. He's got space in front of him and he's been dragged back by Sigurdsson. Surely that's a free kick. He's trying to make the point. He couldn't be more obvious. The assistant missed it though, as did referee Moss. And just a throw for the Gunners. Thumbs up from Sigurdsson as he confirms it is just a throw with John Moss. Chambers will be the man to take it. Thomas Partey tells him to go forwards rather than backwards. Smith Rowe's there, Saka's there, and Ketch's dropping back. In fact, he has to go all the way back to Pablo Mari, the left-sided centre-half on the halfway line. Xhaka will turn, and Ceballos has got a bit of space in the middle of the park. Into the feet of Partey. Partey just holds it up. He's got that nice technique where he takes half a step to hold the defender up and give a teammate a bit of space. Smith Rowe tries to skip past Digne. Digne gets a challenge in. And Holgate will blast it clear up towards the halfway line, and Calvert-Lewin, but it's a free header for Pablo Mari. Growing frustrated, you feel, the Everton number 9. Saka inside to Nketiah. Plays off to Partey. Partey plays a nice ball wide to Pepe. Pepe, one-on-one with Coleman. Once on his left foot, comes into the box. Still going Pepe. Looks to work it to Ceballos, who skillfully takes away from Richarlison. Stumbled, but never a penalty kick. Ceballos wasn't going to claim it either. Got up straight away. Eventually it's a goal kick because he's overrun it. Seen it again. The VAR may have a look at that. Ceballos didn't ask for it. Referee John Moss didn't really have a look. But Richarlison, no, I think it was one where Ceballos was already going down. One angle it suggested there may have been a touch. A second, probably not. As Everton prepare to get us back underway. Jordan Pickford hammers it long, looking for Calvert-Lewin, who shoulders it towards a teammate. Partey steps in and blasted away by Pablo Mari. Godfrey and Pickford work things out together in the end. And it's a throw into Arsenal, 40 yards from Everton's goal. The Gunners going left to right on our TV pictures. Unofficial off-tube studio commentary, still goalless. Arsenal against Everton. Just a feeling the game is starting to come to life as we head towards the break, but given away. Now Andre Gomez, Calvert-Lewin into the feet of James Rodriguez. Richarlison, will he have a go at Xhaka? Not had a run at him so far. Actually turns backwards and then turns forwards and then gets himself in a bit of bother as Xhaka gets a foot in there. And Partey, he can knock it long. He's going to skid off and away from Pepe. He's done a lot of running, Pepe. Looked dangerous when he's got the ball as well. First time I've really seen him play as a left winger. Looks as good as he does on the right, I have to say. Happy to go down the outside of the right back, Seamus Coleman. But Coleman's done a good job back in the side this evening. Short throw into Alan from Coleman. It's only towards the halfway line, and Arsenal pick up the seconds. And Thomas Partey sweeps the ball wide to Alan Chambers. Bukayo Saka, who's had a quiet evening so far, has to go back to Chambers. Holding now. Square ball into Pablo Mari into the final minute of the 45. There's Pepe. You got Ceballos. Then Partey. And then eventually it falls to Pepe. Smith Rowe takes him away from Digne. Also takes the ball away from him. And into the hands of Pickford. He's a frustrating evening. I think Ian Saka struggled to get into the game. And Nketiah's movement's been good, but he's not really had the service. And Everton looking quite comfortable at the moment. Digne down the line, Calvert-Lewin's on the halfway line. Yeah, late challenge on Sigurdsson, who flicked on Digne's ball. Holding it was. All eyes on the fourth official, I think, is Graham Scott this evening. Yes, 1 minute has been added on. So Digne goes after the ball. Carlo Ancelotti it's near to his technical area. Issues the instruction to Digne. I have a feeling it'll be knock it towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He'll try and nod it down. The very high line again from the Gunners. It's a free kick, I'd say 5 yards inside Everton's half. And the Gunners' line's probably 30 yards from their own goal. It's floated forward by Digne. It bounces through to Richarlison, who I didn't think he was quite anticipated it. Skipped up and hit him on the side of the head. Xhaka just uses his body, takes the touch, goes down for a free kick just inside his own box. I think that'll probably be it for the first half. Yeah, Xhaka just getting his body in the way. Richarlison leaning into him and make it an easy call in the end for John Moss. As Leno prepares to get us back underway, all eyes on the referee, who, as I say that, blows time on. It's been a decent first half, however it remains goalless, but join us shortly for second half coverage. Half time between Arsenal and Everton, and it remains goalless. Plenty of possession, but not quite clicking for either side so far. The best moment for Arsenal was a Bukayo Saka shot, the second ball falling to him inside the box and firing low, but straight at Jordan Pickford. For Everton, well, they've had slightly more success. A good save by Bernd Leno from Richarlison. Then the moment of the first half, really, Gylfi Sigurdsson striking the crossbar around 30 yards from a free kick. However, still to get the opener, it remains Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Half time between Arsenal and Everton, and it remains goalless. Plenty of possession, but not quite clicking for either side so far. The best moment for Arsenal was a Bukayo Saka shot, the second ball falling to him inside the box and firing low, but straight at Jordan Pickford. For Everton, well, they've had slightly more success. A good save by Bernd Leno from Richarlison. Then the moment of the first half, really, Gylfi Sigurdsson striking the crossbar around 30 yards from a free kick. However, still to get the opener, it remains Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Half time between Arsenal and Everton, and it remains goalless. Plenty of possession, but not quite clicking for either side so far. The best moment for Arsenal was a Bukayo Saka shot, the second ball falling to him inside the box and firing low, but straight at Jordan Pickford. For Everton, well, they've had slightly more success. A good save by Bernd Leno from Richarlison. Then the moment of the first half, really, Gylfi Sigurdsson striking the crossbar around 30 yards from a free kick. However, still to get the opener, it remains Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Half time between Arsenal and Everton, and it remains goalless. Plenty of possession, but not quite clicking for either side so far. The best moment for Arsenal was a Bukayo Saka shot, the second ball falling to him inside the box and firing low, but straight at Jordan Pickford. For Everton, well, they've had slightly more success. A good save by Bernd Leno from Richarlison. Then the moment of the first half, really, Gylfi Sigurdsson striking the crossbar around 30 yards from a free kick. However, still to get the opener, it remains Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Half time between Arsenal and Everton, and it remains goalless. Plenty of possession, but not quite clicking for either side so far. The best moment for Arsenal was a Bukayo Saka shot, the second ball falling to him inside the box and firing low, but straight at Jordan Pickford. For Everton, well, they've had slightly more success. A good save by Bernd Leno from Richarlison. Then the moment of the
let's get their reactions as they're coming in for the first game.
Will be to the UK in June. Mr.
Haaland's done his job. Leno's made a good save from...
All right, so before we do that,
Charleston from Arsenal. What the half going? Everton they've come close to the scoring, haven't they, Everton?
Emirates in the Premier League. JJ's back with us. We're going to talk about some of the other matches taking place this weekend during the next 14 or 15 minutes or so. That's after the 5 Live News with Nick Hatton.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC.
Yeah, I like that analogy. That's good. Yeah, it could be better, and we hope it's better for sure in the second half. I just think, again, it's just a final ball, the end product. Like I said to Ali, I think Everton have had the better chances. A little bit disappointed with Arsenal. But the second half has got to improve, and maybe I wouldn't mind seeing Martinelli come on. That again, I thought Eddie Nketiah has done well in patches in what he's done, but I think maybe just another runner in behind, just to keep threatening the back line of Everton. And like I said, I want James Rodriguez a lot higher up. I don't want him picking the ball up off the back four. I want him in higher positions, trying to make things happen up in those areas.
Thanks, Karen. Get a cup of tea. Karen and Ali got the second half coming up in about 15 minutes' time. 0-0 between Arsenal and Everton at the Emirates in the Premier League. JJ's back with us. We're going to talk about some of the other matches taking place this weekend during the next 14 or 15 minutes or so. That's after the 5 Live News with Nick Hatton.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Boris Johnson's former chief advisor Dominic Cummings has made a series of attacks on the Prime Minister, accusing him of being behind a series of false stories about him in the media. In his online blog, Mr Cummings also calls for a parliamentary inquiry into the government's conduct over the COVID crisis and says Mr Johnson has fallen far below the standards the country deserves. Mr Cummings denies leaking the PM's private text to the businessman Sir James Dyson. Mr Johnson has tried to play down the issue.
I think what people are interested in is not who's briefing what to whom. What they're interested in is the substance of the issue. And I think back to that period, I was on the phone not just to Dyson. I was talking to JLR, to Williams Formula One, JCB, dozens of potential suppliers.
The Wales manager Ryan Giggs has been charged with assaulting 2 women at his home in Salford last November. He's also charged with coercive or controlling behaviour. The former Manchester United player said he would plead not guilty. Former sub-postmasters who won a long legal fight to clear their names have said the fight for justice against the Post Office and its use of a faulty IT system will continue. 39 men and women had their convictions for theft, fraud and false accounting overturned by the Court of Appeal. Campaigners say there are hundreds more cases to examine. And the White House has confirmed that President Joe Biden's first official overseas trip will be to the UK in June. Mr Biden will attend the G7 summit in Cornwall before travelling to Brussels for NATO talks. A spokesperson said the trip would focus on restoring America's alliances.
Available now on BBC Sounds.
Hi, I'm Eddie Hearn and I'm back for a third series of No Passion, No Point. In the latest episode, I'm speaking with former...
It's a similar situation to what you mentioned before the kick-off at Arsenal with Manchester City, that Chelsea now just seem to be going from one big game to another, don't they? Yeah. There's no real respite. Everything matters. And Thomas Tuchel hasn't wanted to make too many changes with the shape or the 11 since he's been there. He's been the antithesis to Guardiola in many ways, but he might have to do a little bit more of that when you think he's got FA Cup semi-final, he's got this big match, then he's got Real Madrid. They're all piling up on top of each other.
They are, but that's what Chelsea Football Club are about and are continually going to be about. And he'll remind the players of that. You know, this is what the football, we want to be chasing trophies. We want to be in this type of situation come the end of the season. Obviously better with regards to the league. But the reality is the games and the